Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar, and this is the daily market directional forecast for April 15th, tax day. And the market directional forecast is basically the market radar. It's a call for the next day, the next day coming up, based on technicals and HPS zones. And we've been doing good measuring this out. A couple of rules of it. I don't normally do it for Monday markets because of the weekend news and the things that happen early in Monday. And plus, I send out the normal watch list video out on Friday, which is an update basically for the market. So you actually get that on the HPS video. So that's why I just don't repeat it on the individual portion of it. So going into tomorrow, Tuesday, it's tax day. I just actually have a recent stat I came across. Now, I didn't verify this, but the recent stat says April 15th tax deadline day is generally bullish. The Dow has been down only 6 times since 1981. Only 6 times since 1981 the Dow has been down. So it's always interesting to hear hear these statistics and read about them. So we actually have we're going to start off looking at the daily, and don't mind all these lines. These lines are like kind of on here because of all the time frames. But if we zoom out here, you see that the market has been a flag, follow through, very good rotation, very good. Things have gotten real choppy up here. It did break out high, some minor flags. We pushed a little bit higher, took out the highs, and then reversed, and now we're starting to see some selling. And it looks a little unstable. And plus the combination of the Ukraine situation that's happening, it just happens to feel the market, and actually showing on the volatility, and the volatility index here spiking over the last few days. You're feeling the pullback here, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. We're actually oversold on the daily, and this is something that was very bearish up here. We kind of looked for that downside push because of the daily. And the 60 was oversold, so we actually pushed back down. Then we had the daily negative the 60 bounce, but we had some follow through. And today we had the bounce. And again, we had retail sales out this morning. We had some other things, Citigroup earnings out. So the combination of things also helped the market push higher. Now the hard part, Tuesday. Take it that the 60-minute time frame is one of my key time frames, and you can see how exact this pattern has played out. Identified this level. We actually bounced off of it, came back, retested it, and bounced. And that happens all the time. And I wasn't, surprised. I actually said, lots of times we'll come back down, retest it, and then bounce again. What's the interesting thing that's happening now is we have that 1, 2, 3 pattern, trade 4, 5. We had a nice little push, and we started pulling back today. We gapped up. There's a nice gap up today. We ran up a little and then started rolling over. We kind of expected that rollover, but also remember, if you're in a pullback phase, you're not seeing that traditional, just ramp back up. You seem to be testing the waters here. So if we get a nice bounce, sometimes we look for that retest. And in the case of what I call a W pattern playing out, you have a good level down here, and lots of times you'll bounce just to come back, either put in a double bottom or just get a little retracement. I call the W pattern, and then we push higher. And the last 60 minutes of the day today, we had a nice candle. And again, came in the last really 30 minutes of the day. So it's really hard to clarify all that volume, where it was going, where it was coming from. It's just when we get to that time frame, it's a little bit difficult. So with that, the daily, the 60 actually still very bullish. The possibility of a W pattern playing out here is good. In the daily, just getting oversold levels. But again, we know that we could get oversold and we could chop around for a few days. So it's a harder call on that. It's a Tuesday also, and Tuesdays have been performing pretty good for the overall markets. So we got the support line. We got the possible earnings out tomorrow we have earnings out tomorrow on Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson. I think the Ukrainian news will be one of the major factors going forward. If that kind of settles down, market's a good shot. We're going to push back higher. If there's any kind of sudden shock, any kind of invasion, and any kind of firing upon extreme level, then of course the market's going to sell off. And our next level will be this underlying trend line once again. And we had FT71 on today. He made a good argument for the market to test 1800. The good, and then underneath that, 1791, 1787, and 1774 are his lines in the sand. So that 1800 actually is playing out. 1800 is still hanging underneath us. You know what? I'm going to go with an up arrow tomorrow, just based off that 60. I'm very cautious about it. I'm fighting. I'm almost willing to put a cautious thing on, but I'm going to give it 1 arrow up. We've been unfazed yet, undefeated in the market call, but I'm going to give this a 1 arrow up on a Tuesday with a 60-minute time frame. The daily looks okay, but I understand that could be chopping around. And, maybe a little mini flag breaking out up here. I love the trend lines. When we pull away from that, it becomes a little more difficult. But everything right now, look forward to being here tomorrow. We actually took advantage of trading the ES by trading the UPRO today. And here's a couple of the positions. This was based off of, this is the market today, and this is how I track it. You'll see this chart live if you tune in each and every day. You'll see that chart live, and really identifying some important levels in the market, understanding what pivots are, how channels are made, and the combination of all the levels that we're paying attention to. Everything from the FT71 lines to my channel lines, my pivot areas. We have our main pivot areas and the important underlying trend lines that are holding out, which we nailed here. This was the last buy right here, and I took it off for a small profit. I didn't hold it all the way up here, but and the trade before that right here, both of these were traded off the basically off the patterns here. So I like to identify those patterns, and it worked out good. And we've closed right up again. Look where we closed out, 1824, right up against this level. Tomorrow we have the futures open up. We'll see what happens there, but I'll be here with you bright and early, 8 o'clock. Hope to see you. And I'm out of here. Have a great night.